Thanks. All right, guys, let's get started here. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the live stream. First, we'll review the watch list, and then we'll trade the market open like every day. I hope everyone's feeling good, ready to go. I just had a ridiculous trade with HUSA. We'll review in a second. Absolutely fumbled this one so hard. And I think it's the biggest loss of the month, actually, but I don't know. Well, I'll have to calculate that one. Anyway, guys, good morning. It's Tuesday. It's September 29th, and it's 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got in there 14 minutes before the market opens at 9:30, and then we'll wrap up trading at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Quick reminder for everyone that's new, guys, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick and not meant to be followed. Always know yourself why you are entering a stock and exiting as well. This community is a place for us to help each other. Please do not spam or you will be kicked out. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's get to it. HUSA, really, interesting ticker today, 6 million float, but, it doesn't have a catalyst. But heck, no small cap lately has a catalyst, and they're all going up hundreds of percent. So it's absolutely crazy. I was waiting for HUSA for a perfect setup, and I finally got one at 2.5. The problem was I did a starter position like I always do at like 2.6. 5 was waiting, thinking that could be a reversal spot, kept on going down here a little bit. I wanted to do a secondary position size, but randomly, I honestly could not tell you how this happened. I thought I removed my limit order with Alti. I guess I didn't, but then I got 2,500 shares randomly. I don't know, a little crazy. So yeah, I had pretty much a $8,000 position size, and I was like, whoa, what just happened? And today it's so hot. I mean, these little candles are like all 6%. So all of a sudden you could be having a big loss. And this could have easily dropped to $2. You just don't know. That would have been like a $1,700 loss. I was like, no, I'm out of here. Closed it right away. It sucked because it actually did exactly what I wanted and then some. Obviously, I probably would have not got this whole move, but just ridiculous. Yesterday started in the red pre-market, and today I'm starting in the red again, down $265. Super unnecessary. And what's annoying about it is the fact that it was a winning trade. It wasn't even a losing trade. It was all right. I spooked myself out because I entered with too big size, which I did not want. So I closed the trade right away. Pretty much, and that's pretty much how it is. I would have let it go longer for sure if I had smaller size, because I wasn't at my max risk territory yet. I could have exercised that same kind of strategy, but at the same time, my risk management was already pretty much out the window. So the best thing I could have done, I felt it was close to size, but it is what it is. I don't want to dwell on it. We got tons of opportunity today. So just got to make sure I take the good setups, dig myself out of the hole a little bit, use smaller size, like I was planned, but it is what it is. So let's keep going here. What I like about HUSA, 6 million float, guys, all these are small caps. Today, small caps are pretty hot. We haven't seen small caps like this rip in a while. And the market overall, SPY, is pretty much neutral. So large caps are going to be pretty stagnant today. Maybe they're going to do a bit more moving at one point, but right now they're stagnant. So everyone's looking at these small caps. And that's why, without even catalyst, 7 million market cap, 6 million float, HUSA flying. And a lot of these are oil and gas companies just, taking over right now. Yeah, 180 Pro. That's probably a really good idea. I'll definitely look into that. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Great idea though. Really good stuff. We'll definitely probably do that. Yeah, so HUSA, long kind of downwards trend here. Found some support at 0.86. And then, today, this is just absolutely wicked. This quick move here all the way to 4.5. That's huge. We haven't really even been looking at these kind of territories. So let's kind of go back here, 4.5. I mean, these are some really high zones that we haven't seen in a while. So, seeing this kind of momentum here on these tickers is quite good fun. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely am still not prepared for it, but it's good fun, and I know we'll get in the groove soon enough. So we just got to give it a little bit of time. There's definitely some interesting support right around this area here, 3.4, 3.5. Some pretty consistent zones worth looking at. There's a lot of tickers to be reviewing today. Let's go ahead and talk about APM. This is another lead gapper, 38 million market cap, 6 million float. Both of those are exactly what we're looking for, right? Under 100 in market cap and under 10 in float. UK Biotech, these guys are pretty much the only company that's a little bit different here today. They're launching an infectious diagnostics subsidiary. Kind of an interesting catalyst. You guys can obviously read more about it on your own time. Here we go. There's the catalyst. It's nice to at least have a catalyst, unlike HUSA, which it's crazy how much these are pulling back. I mean, we're seeing almost across the board a lot of these small caps, 55 to 60% pullbacks before another massive rip. It's really insane out here today. So let's see APM right now in the 4-hour, big spike to the upside. This thing was ripping ridiculous. I think it was up like 1,000%, 1,700%. When I was looking at it, it was around 1,000%. Now it's kind of finding a little bit more support around 7. You can see that this thing sold off 76%. One of the more that, or one of the tickers that sold off much more. So just really strong sell-offs here across the board. I'm thinking how I'd want to play one of these tickers. We saw kind of a few red to green moves yesterday. I probably won't be jumping on board any of these at the open. But if we start seeing some trends to the upside, I think I'm going to be getting a little bit more aggressive than I was yesterday, mainly because we were seeing some really good follow through. Now we've seen it twice today already pre-market. So we had big leg to the upside, consolidation to the downside, and then on something like USEG, another big run to the upside. So USEG, 1.4 million float, oil and gas company. They're actually purchasing some assets. So they're kind of in this macro area, this macro industry that's pumping today, but they also have some micro assets. So that's really good. So micro news, they're buying assets. That's what we really like to say. So USEG might be one of the better tickers today. I really like this one, especially a 1.4 million float. That's insane. That is a really low float. A bigger support around 4 and 5. Definitely key areas to watch. I would probably keep an eye out for this kind of $6 zone. Looks like 650 is kind of interesting as well, but this $6 zone, a lot of tops and bottoms in this area, so you keep an eye out for that as well. But these are all so low that they're kind of irrelevant. So something maybe if the price dips off the next few days. Yeah, Tyler, I actually totally agree with that. I think how all the markets are right now, you either have to be more aggressive. That's true. The normal, or just stay safe and do not trade. Totally true. Because the dip trades, guys, today or on these hot tickers, they sell off so strong, and the breakouts just don't pull back sometimes that much. So you got to either get much more aggressive, or with the dip trades, just be very calm and very patient, because yesterday we would have had a perfect dip trade if I waited probably another 15, 20 minutes on the stream, we eventually got that perfect bounce off of $4. But it actually, instead of bouncing off like 4 or breaking it a little bit to like 497, it actually pulled to like 380 at 397. Instead of doing that, it pulled all the way to like 380. So it's just the pullbacks and the dips. The dips specifically are much, much stronger. So be careful. So my strategy right now, it's not as good for this market. That's why I think probably in September and August I was doing quite all right, because even though we weren't having aggressive moves, I was dip trading a lot. So right now it's really, really more, I got to stay a bit further away from dip trading. I got to pivot a little bit more to pullbacks, breakouts, and things like that. So we'll see what I do. Yeah. Oh God. Sideways Russian, good call out on that. Yeah, that company is always getting some sort of claim. USEG is actually having a really, really nice move right now. Looks like it's breaking out from a bit of a flag pattern here on the 5-minute. Really nice bull flag. Big support, roughly right around here at $16, $18 between those two. Actually, I would probably say $17 to $18 big support. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my orders here so everything is looking right. Got 3 minutes. 3 minutes, good time for a little restroom break. I'll be right back. Oi, 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 here we go, guys. Another minute, 50 seconds. Cool, calm, and collected. Yeah, Matt, maybe for Michael. Where is he, by the way? He's hiding around here somewhere. I saw him earlier, I think, or not. All right, first trade I would like to do with a little bit smaller size, just to kind of dip my feet in the right pool, not the wrong pool, and then just kind of go from there. Got another minute and 16 seconds. Let me know if anything sounds weird or looks weird or whatnot on the stream. Have still been playing around with a lot of settings, but everything should be somewhat fine. Wolves of Wall Street. Bathroom bumps. You already know. Good luck, guys. Let me know what kind of trades you do, Corey. I'm interested already. Or the lewds. My God, trading with lewds. That sounds a little bit reckless. I'm watching USEG on my second screen, and on my main screen, I'm watching USEG as well. Might switch it to APM, so we have 2 tickers here. Not as big as a fan of APM, but we'll see. And we got HUSA as well. Here we go, guys. Quick dip on USEG. Question is it going to dip below 16? That's what I'd be worried about if I was long. Yep, quick dip. Instantly to 1550. Wow, quickly reversed though. Nice bull flag on the 5 minutes still on USEG. I think that's one of the nicer setups. Strong move. APM, strong move to the upside. This looks like it might get halted here. That was a 35% move on APM. Okay, HUSA's APM is halted. HUSA's also doing a nice break to the upside. USEG is actually selling off. This is the one that's selling off. We have bigger support around 14. Looks like HUSA is halted as well. So USEG is the only one that's not halted, having some issues right now. A lot of traders are going to be looking at USEG primarily because it's the main ticker that's not halted. One of the top gappers that's not halted. Right now it's trending to the downside. I was thinking about a red to green on USEG. This actually might happen. This is our second kind of bottom here. Selling pressure could be fading a bit here. This could be the break of 1750. It's quite the ticker to watch. Possible break here at 18. USEG just broke it at 1850 already. Some speed behind this ticker. USEG might be getting halted here. USEG halted. Nice, Carmela. Wow, everything's halted right now. Our three main lead gappers are all halted. APM, USEG, and HUSA. I think APM is going to be the first one to open up here. Halted at 31.01. HUSA halted at 31.28. So let's keep an eye out for that 36. PD is another ticker that's kind of moving here, but not probably as interesting. That was a big sell-off on PED. I did have a pretty okay red to green move though. 15% though. Gideon, I kind of feel you on that one. PED with an 8 million float, US oil and gas, another sympathy play for sure. Another 36 till the markets, or another pretty much a minute here. And APM will open up. Thanks, Anthony. Check out NASDAQ halts. You can Google it. And if there's more volume over 10% in a 5-minute period, the stocks get halted for people to kind of reassess the situation. Yeah, we didn't really get to large caps yesterday in swing trade, so maybe we'll put a little bit more emphasis on that today. It was such a hot market that I feel like we didn't even really have time for it. Plus, nothing really changed too much from Friday, I would have probably said. Besides, the nice moves that Space had and some other tickers just kind of slowly moving to the upside. APM is going to open up here in pretty much 11 seconds. Keep focused. Got that bigger resistance right above. Bigger support around 950. Interesting open there on APM. HUSA is going to open up here. Nice support there at 325. Nice big 14% pop on HUSA. I think it might get halted again here. I actually wanted to buy that dip, but I switched to HUSA a little bit too slow. I'm watching USEG on my second screen. It's going to open up somewhat soon as well. I think HUSA might get halted here if it keeps running. There's a lot of strength in this ticker right now. 3.5, decent support. Good breakout, 5-minute good breakout as well. Bigger resistance here at 4. Would have wanted to see a bit more of a pullback where we didn't get it. Watching USEG. HUSEG had a big sell-off after they opened up just now, so it looks like HUSA's actually had the best open on that halt. Really strong open, I would actually say. USEG looks like it's getting halted, going down right now at 1621. Whoo, Tim, yeah, nice trade on that. I gotta say, I like the way HUSA trades a little bit more. I'm kind of, I don't know why TOS is really just not updating the scanner. It's really annoying not to be able to use that, not see what's popping here. $14.39, which is $9.39. USEG is going to open up at 43.10. Happy to hear, Houston. Nice work, man. That was a sweet pullback on it. I literally just missed it. I was switched over from APM, and then I saw the setup. I moved from 1,000 shares to 500 shares, and then it was kind of over. Should have been a little bit quicker. I knew this was going to open up after APM, but I was watching APM a little bit too long, thinking, okay, maybe it could be a good setup. But don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you're new. We go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to review the watch list, trade the market open, and then we review large caps starting around 5:30, depending on how hot the markets are. Yeah, Michael, I kind of feel the same way that my TOS is just a little bit always behind the gun a bit. It just, I don't know. I think when I stream, it really makes day trading a lot more tough because I feel like everything is delayed or it's just updating slower. So looking forward to November, Cyber Monday, be first in line for something. HUSA, watching it. I don't like this setup. I don't like this bull flag setup on HUSA on the 1 minute. I'm not going to trade this one, but I would probably do a trade closer to like 3.5 or so. I mean, if we just, anyway, oh, that's painful. If we just held this one, we'd be up like almost 80, 90%. What a fumble. HUSEG, guys, it's going to open up really soon here. Bigger support at 50, holding so far, just broke for a second, 49, 45. Sell pressure all the time is always nice. Possible bounce here off of VWAP. All right, USEG is about to open up. It should be opened up. I guess it's a 10-minute hold maybe on USEG. No, wait, 43. Sorry, I was just off on a whole minute. HUSA should have bounced a little bit better, so let's see. USEG is open, but I'm watching HUSA 320. And it's purely one of those days you just really got to manage your risk here. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, propane, I think you're right. Happy to hear, man. Constantine, thanks for that. Three months vacation sounds like a good time. Where'd you go? Who's halted to the downside? Yeah, a lot of stuff is halting to the downside right now. HUSA, USEG also halted to the downside. Let's go through some of the tickers. Markets are red right now. Large caps are going to be selling off. We got APM sold off. USEG broke 14, halted to the downside. We got HUSA also selling off, halted to the downside. Bigger support around 2.5. I definitely don't want to forget that zone. NOVS, an interesting ticker, which might be worth looking at here. LMFA, actually have a limit order on this one for like way too low. Placed that a long time ago. Actually, move right now, selling off, doesn't look too interesting. WWR, 8 million float on this ticker, U.S. Industrial Metals and Mining Company. It looks like they're selling shares and a general uplift with oil prices lately. But I was looking at WWR earlier this morning. Wasn't really sure how I felt about it. Big support around 2. I think if WWR breaks, like gets really close to $2, maybe even breaks $2, I'd probably consider trading this one. PED was another ticker we were looking at, having a bit of a possible double bottom here. PED, the 8 million float, possible sympathy play, U.S. oil and gas. Sea coast of Bulgaria. Gold, is that, were you at Golden Sands? Pardon a little bit. Bulgaria has some really really nice mountains and nature. I hiked the seven lakes in Bulgaria. PED 1.5. Look at this thing kind of finding some interesting support here. So we broke that a little bit, all the way back at 172. So that's cool. So that's a pool. Very cool, man. That must have been a good time. Man, there's just a lot of tickers moving right now. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming trying to keep track of them all. APM is going to open up at 49, 48, 43 on USEG. HUSA at 43, 48, 43. Thanks, Ride the Mountain. Yep. I'll keep HUSA open. This is probably going to be opening up soon here. Pet is a 164. Yeah, now it's at 163. Should have actually broke my alert. TOS alerts this time are always a little bit shady. HUSA and USEG should have opened, unless I'm somewhat mistaken here. Okay. One sec. PD you got to be a little bit careful with. Well, actually, all these tickers you got to be a little bit careful with. I like the big double bottom possibility at 1.5. I wouldn't enter till we dipped a bit lower though. This sell-off though on this thing has been really, really strong. I would do a little bit of a dip trade here on this one. I'll open it on my second screen. ALKB. ALKB, we can't find this symbol. ADIL is kind of slowly popping here. 2.4 is bigger resistance. Massive dip on BBY. Oh, it's funny. We just talked about that ticker. We could talk about those two later on after 10:30. Like for sure. Everything is halted right now. And simulated trading sometimes delayed 15 minutes. It depends if you're doing paper trading or not. PED, just watching this one a bit more. Yeah, Mike, no problem. Ah, man, this is a little bit unfortunate. It's 9:50 right now, and everything's kind of halted, so not getting any trades in. I have no trades yet since the market opened, I think. Kind of giving me a little bit of flashbacks from yesterday. We had some good opportunities, but I would say there's only one with HUSA that I actually would have jumped on. PED selling off just a bit here. Cracked 153 right now at 152. Might even crack 150 altogether. There is big support right around here. So watching PED. Back above 53. Had that quick dip into the 147s actually. A lot of sellers on that. PD would be a backside dip buy, so it'd be much, much quicker in terms of the profit I'd be looking for. GRNQ rolling up again. Nice to see this momentum here with GRNQ. Solid pop. That was a big of a volume candle though. Making me a bit uncomfortable. USEG just opened up. Probably HUSA as well. USEG, big sell-off there after the open. Went down to $12, bouncing right now back to 13. Man, it's just an absolute roller coaster. Ugh, Corey, you and me both, man. This loss I had with HUSA is just absolutely just painful. It's just so painful. It's not every day stock goes up 100% from literally where you closed it, the last candle. That's one of them. Paradox, Lenovo, Legion 7i with 10th gen i9, 2080 Max Q for quite a... What's the difference between the Max Q and the TI? I'm always confused about those two. But yeah, that sounds pretty good. Oh, I always forget the details, Harley. Check it out on the Nasdaq site. They have a nice list. PD making a pretty decent bounce right here off of 1.5. USEG, man, still selling off. Could be getting another hold. Yeah, it's a bit weird that they just say volatility halt and then they give a different code. I always found that a bit odd. APM opened up as well, $10, big resistance. Let's see what happens. Can it break back above it? A little bit skeptical myself. $9.56. Man, oh man, it's getting kind of late. HUSA still frozen. NOVS, bit of trending to the downside, just like LMFA. Really, really solid downwards trend. WWR. Actually, this one's not selling off that much anymore. I was thinking we might see this one below 2, but nice little reversal there, just very light. ADIL, bounce off of VWAP. Nice, Tim. Congrats snagging that one. That was you really had to be quick on that. Markets are all pretty much break even. Looking for USEG for a second trade or a trade. Still selling off on this one. Could be some bigger support around 10, but it could easily break it to the 9s very fast. APM is still our lead gapper. A lot of these tickers have actually not the craziest amount of dollar volume. Sometimes we'll see something like in the 250s, 300, 400s. By now, my alerts are finally going off. Yep, which means who's is back. Put so many alerts around it. Found some support at 275. Quick little pop back to the upside. That was a really long halt with HUSA. So it was 9:32, just the halt news, nothing really too interesting. Nice, Tim. That's beautiful. That's a good place to be. Corey's in ADIL. Nice, breaking 240 here, at least trying to. Low float as well. Files for FDA review. First ever FDA authorization for finger stick blood samples around coronavirus. This could actually be a good little continuation here. Long ADIL, looking for that break of 2.4. Average down a little bit. Looking for the break of 2.4 on ADIL. All right, close this first position. Don't think I closed it at the best spot. Nope. Looked like we were having a little bit more consolidation. I would probably like to buy back on this one. But at least I have a little bit of a win in the bag. Yeah, 2.4. That was actually the break I was looking for. I thought that it looked like we were going to sell off again, and then I was going to buy back here at a lower spot. So basically making 2 trades out of it. Yeah, so I should have just held for a little bit longer. Walked away with a pretty much a base hit on that. Not even, I don't know, 32. So it is what it is. Really nice breakout. Good call, Corey. Nice move. USEG halted. I have HUSA on my second screen. Looks like it's trying to trend higher here. I had a 5-minute breakout and technically might be setting up a 1-minute pullback. Really sweet. I like the catalyst on ADIL. A lot of FDA catalysts. APM is a tricky one. I don't really like the way APM's been moving. Could be ADIL, could be seeing another setup here on this one. It's a little bit slower of a mover, but actually kind of makes me a bit more comfortable overall how this one's trading. HUSA just had a really solid pullback here at 345 roughly. Sketchy getting these entries though on these tickers that literally just fall off a cliff and get halted to the downside so fast. Makes me extremely uncomfortable trading them. HUSA's up 220%. Yeah, it's not an exact science, that's for sure, propane. To me, I typically like stocks that are pulling back to be a bit more. I do feel more comfortable as a dip trader, but that we're not really in that market right now. ADIL looks like it's going to try to break here 250. 248's that high. Getting chipped. Looking for a 5-minute setup on ADIL. PED, back to our alert zone. HUSA, boom! Break a VWAP or break of that bull flag on the 1 minute on that pullback after VWAP, the breakout. Nice, now off to $4. Sweet move. I didn't enter that one. I probably should have. But like I said, it's a little sketchy entering some of these tickers that are just, getting halted to the downside so aggressively. But you gotta pay to play. You gotta take the risk if you want some reward. Yeah, I felt like it was a tricky ticker as well. We might see a quick 1 minute pullback on it. Buying like the high threes could be an interesting entry, and then look for a continuation past 4 into 4.5. Yeah, Harley, man, I feel you. It's always the worst too, getting pushed out, right? Getting shaken out right before. HUSA might be a good setup. Just gotta wait for a pullback, which is always a bit of a big kind of question mark setup here. Very aggressive sell-off now on ADIL. This could break VWAP here. Kind of see this bouncing back to the 9 EMA, but if it broke VWAP, I definitely would have traded it. Then for a retest back to the VWAP zone. So I'm just gonna keep watching it for a second. Nice, Tim. Wrapping up, man. Tim's cleaning. He's on the groove right now. HUSA just broke high at 477 right now. I think it's going to get halted. Right now it's doing its thing on the order book. Let's see. Big moves on HUSA again. This thing is clearly back in the game. Nice 210. Peter, really good. You guys are cleaning up right now. I'm kind of just fumbling around a little bit. I don't know what's going on. USEG kind of lost a lot of life, huh? NOVS had a pretty decent bounce back above VWAP, but the volume is falling off a cliff on this one, making it a little bit less interesting. ADIL having some big struggles here. WWR. Well, we definitely know where some support is on PED. That's for sure. I'm wondering if PED is going to sell off the rest of the day, or if it's going to actually, try to move higher again. It's got to break above 1.8. We've been seeing a lot of tickers that kind of formed a bit of round bottoms and then eventually started really moving to the upside. I'm wondering if PET is going to be one of those. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big green candles in a row. HUSA right now is one of the lead gappers. APM is technically the main lead gapper on the day, but it has a much bigger market cap. So I think HUSA is actually much more interesting. I think a lot of people are looking at HUSA. So I think HUSA is definitely the lead gapper on the day, followed by USEG. How is HUSA just crawling on up? I thought HUSA was going to be halted just now, but it didn't. I don't know what it is, but lately it's the ticker without a float actually is the one that does the best. Very weird. Peter, look at my entry and my sell at 254. Now it's at $6. I'd be up 7K if I just held that one. So I totally understand where you're coming from. PED 5-minute 9 EMA resistance. Not sure if it's going to break through that, but let's see what happens. All right, there's no way I can buy HUSA in this area. There's no way. It's being chased. Less and less volume here. This thing's going to capitulate at one point. This is pure comic. Yeah. Corey, I'm thinking the same thing. Look at that. The price action just goes up straight and the volume just fades perfectly. I might actually trade HUSA on the halt open on a pullback closer to 5. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take a quick break as we have a little bit of time now. Hey guys, PED looks like it's actually back in the race just a bit. I'm watching PED, really nice move right now at 180. VWAP is getting close, 187 or so. Not sure if this is going to pull back much. PED looks like a lot of buyers on this one. This would be a total breakout trade if I entered right now. Boom, quick pullback. Oh, that's why I hate trading breakouts. 168 now, 166. I did not trade this one yet. Mean dip there. That was really aggressive, huh? 25% move to the upside though. HUSA is going to open up at 1740. So pretty soon here. I would not be surprised if this thing had a pretty solid pullback, guys. That was a 75% move to the upside. Really, really strong. Looks like this is a 10-minute halt. Yeah, those big halts are a bit annoying. PED curling back up, guys. Might be a break of VWAP. PED, not my favorite setup. I'm going to put alerts around HUSA. I don't know when it's going to open up again, but I assume 10 minutes, which would be 23:40. Oh, HUSA just opened up, guys. Remember, this was a 75% run. Big dip all the way back here to 4.5. Not sure why it didn't get halted there. 27% dip. This is a straight gamble at this point. I mean, it's so hard to trade these tickers because they're just getting halted. They're acting extremely unreasonable. It's just hard to manage your risk. Boom, all the way back here at 5.7. This is insane. This might even break 6.13, might get halted. It's just super unpredictable what this ticker is doing. Holy HUSA. That's right. Wow, HUSA, what a reversal, huh? Yeah, that's right, Corey. This is straight casino mode. That's a big reason I'm not trading. I like good setups with good risk reward. You just don't know what this is going to do next. You know, is it going to flush to the downside 30%? Is it going to break to the upside? It's just like a little bit hectic for sure. I'll put who's on my second screen again. I was gonna say USEG might be picking up again, but it keeps dropping too hard and then also kind of getting its own halts. ADIL, wow, what a sell off this one has had. Just a very consistent pullback so far. ADIL could be a good entry right around here at like 180. $188 just dipping. Watching ADIL. ADIL possible entry coming up. Watching ADIL. Still don't see a good setup that I'm really excited about. Nice little bounce on ADIL, but it's a bit of a. It didn't sell off just as much as I was hoping for before buying a dip on it. Maybe it's going to pull back a little bit more. I don't know. HUSA, God, it's almost 1024, man. This is crazy. USEG opened up. This thing's constantly not looking too fun to trade. Also gets halted for really, really long periods of time. Corey says APM looks like it found a temporary bottom. Yeah, definitely right above the 8. It's already sold off APM so much pre-market. I sometimes I wonder, how much lower can this thing go? 78%, but technically, it opened up there at 116 yesterday. So, everything could always go lower. I wouldn't be surprised though if this started getting a little bit of momentum and really started breaking above VWAP. So I think those would be really interesting places to kind of watch this one. No, I don't think HUSA had a catalyst. I was looking all over for it. I did not find one. ADIL guys breaking 188. PED looks like it could have also found a bit of a bottom here at 1.5. We had a lot of tickers make big reversals at one point yesterday. HUSA opened up, pulled back to around 4, now back at 475. This thing is very volatile. Yeah, probably propane. How do I know about a ticker a day before? I usually don't, unless it's a former gapper that I'm watching. But we have a gap scanner that we review. So check out the links below. You can check out everything we do here. There's a whole foundation video series on everything that we talk about during the streams. That was a solid bounce off of 4. Really, really nice move. I'm not crazy about this setup though. ADIL trying to break above the 9 EMA, 1 minute. It's 10:28. Well, if we see a bit more opportunities, I wouldn't mind trading a bit longer. Otherwise, we'll wrap up. I was really, really hoping we'd be able to dig out the hole just a bit more, but so far we have not. Could have got a bit more aggressive on some setups. HUSA, yeah, I don't know. HUSA with the first pullback right here was a 1 minute pullback. That would have been the one I wanted. I would have had to act quickly on it, but that was a really nice setup. Very light volume right now on some of these. I was watching ADIL. ADIL just had a bit of a green spike in volume. Kind of nice. Trying to break that 9 EMA. I had alert on PED, hoping it would move a bit higher. Almost no volume on this one. Usually when there's no volume, I stop trading a ticker. That's how I feel about PED right now. Corey's watching it closely. All right, Corey, you're going to let us know when PED is doing something. I got alert on PED. Otherwise, I'm not really watching it because of that low volume. APM looks like it found a little bit of a low here as well, around 8, maybe even 859. Could be trying to break VWAP now. Yeah, not really the nicest setup. 5 minute, there was no setup at all in the 5 minute. Actually, the 5 minute was looking kind of bearish here with big 9 EMA resistance. ADIL just had a pretty wicked dip there. Yeah, Marcelo, I think we've all been there. Check out my foundation. Actually, I think in the video description below, I have a video specifically on what I did with the 25K challenge, where we were allocating our cash account. So we were basically doing 3 trades a day on it. It was probably one of the better setups I could think of. I don't know. There's no perfect setup with the cash accounts because, trying to avoid the pattern day trader rule. So I was using a cash account to try to manage my way around it, but it's not a fun place to be. Yeah, Matt, I totally feel you, man. A lot of these tickers are just really not what I would want to be thinking about. So we'll be looking at swing trades now as well. But if I see a good setup, I still have ADIL on my second screen. I wouldn't mind jumping in on it something. So if you guys see any good moves, don't mind shouting it out. I think APM could be kind of interesting. I'm a little bit worried that it's just going to keep selling off. So I'd really want to see some momentum coming in this one first. But I got my alert on it for sure. And then we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. Oh, so I'm a little bit in the hole here today. We'll look at RKT. When you say HCHC, do you mean KCAC? KSAC? Flash on HUSA. Yeah, HUSA's pulling back aggressively again, huh? 3-5 zone. Gotta be so careful on buying these dips. I think HUSA's just about to be halted here. All right, let's go to the 4-hour. We'll close this. We'll open swings and we'll move this down. I think there's a lot of setups right now to talk about. Sono, I think Sono is one of those like key tickers that I really would have wanted to get in on, just like SPCE. Oh yeah, quickly, right now I'm down on the day. I'm down $197 in my day trading account. So a bit of a red day here. If we get another trade in, maybe we'll see if that changes. But at the moment, I don't see another trade that I want to be working on. So I don't. Did we? Yeah, we got one trade after the market opened. It was really that first loss that was a little bit extra upsetting. So yeah, it is what it is. But I really want to avoid those situations in the future. I was even saying, yeah, I always say I want to trade with small position size, and then all of a sudden I had like much bigger position size than I usually want pre-market. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could watch it on replay to see where the issue went in. Hold on, APM guys, looks like it's breaking higher right here. Might be trying to break VWAP. APM getting closer. 10% move so far in APM. these things don't tend to pull back. I feel like these runners lately, they just kind of keep crawling higher, and I keep missing my entries on them. It's a kind of a way different way to trade compared to the last few months, and even I feel like in the first second quarter, it wasn't this aggressive. APM could be a possible 90 EMA setup. First pullback was a little bit stronger. Low volume though, it's a good sign. Nice return right away. Yeah, that was perfect. You know, I had that quick 1 minute pullback. You guys saw that. I hesitated for a split second, and then we broke that VWAP zone. Almost had that entry. Let's see how. I mean, these things are insane. They just don't pull back like they used to. So I'm still in that old kind of mindset that these things are way more. This is a really, really strong move there. Oh, Leap, what happened, man? So DKNG, yeah, that's actually a ticker that you guys probably know we were in this trade. We got out of this one sometime in this area. Let me just actually go back here. Right here at 52.57. I actually wanted to rebuy this one under 50, but I never ended up doing that. So I've been leaving a lot of good opportunities on the table. I was a little bit too bearish. I thought the market was still going to sell off just a little bit more. It kind of reversed like 1 day before I was thinking it would. And then I missed a lot of entries because of that. I showed you guys yesterday and on Friday, like almost all of my limit orders were like just a hair too thin on my possible entries there. Hold on, guys. APM selling off right here. Could be a really good entry. Down at 1190. $10.83, some big resistance on APM. New minute starting really soon here. 75. 9. It looks like it's going to sell off again. Let's see what happens. 75. APM was one of the lead gappers on the day, so I've been kind of waiting for a move like this for a while. See, 10.27 is bigger support on this one. I'm not going to probably jump in the breakout. Sell off there to 10. Strong move down. Let's see if we can get a quick entry here. 10.16, bigger support, 10.40. Could be bouncing already. 29.27, 10.30, 10.22. Another sell off there. Bigger dip this time. Yeah, not the dip I would have wanted to see. So I'll probably wrap it up with that. Could reverse, but yeah, I think it's going to be stuck under VWAP after that. That sell-off was more than I would have wanted to see. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna close that screen so I don't keep looking at it. It's so distracting. Ay. DKNG. Let's go back to this one. How do I feel about DKNG? I'm still fairly bullish on this ticker. And, I would have, like I said, I would have wanted an entry under 49. We didn't get that entry under 49. A little bit unfortunate. So right now it's having a really strong trend above 9 EMA. We have some other companies like PENN, very similar in terms of niche, right? The same industry. Online betting. DKNG is really, really kind of DraftKings, the big one on sports betting. That one's kind of the one everyone knows. And then if you want to kind of do a bit more hands off, there's BETZ, an ETF for sports betting, a totally hands off in terms of, you don't have to do too much analysis. If you generally believe in this industry, then this is probably the one to invest in. And around $19, that was a beautiful pullback. So that would have been a really, really nice time to jump on that one. Let's kind of go ahead and mark this $19 zone as a bit of a reference. Right now, we're really, really trending upwards pretty strongly. So this could easily keep running. So let's see what other kind of bigger sell-offs we have. I see you guys calling out RKT in the sell-offs. KSAC selling off here. ADT. I feel like this one already sold off quite a bit, so I'm really hoping for this one to see a bit of a bounce, maybe a reversal back to 10. I'm totally comfortable with holding this one right around $8. RKT, yeah, this one didn't, this was another one of those classic tickers where I was like, I've been in this situation so many times where I got a pretty decent entry, and then there's a spike higher, and then actually it ends up continuing selling off, and I should have made 2 trades out of it. So that's what I did here. I filled up my size around 20, and then I sold on the break of 20, looking for another re-entry. Never really got that, and then it kind of kept on going. Now the sell volume is still kind of here, so I feel like I'm going to wait with RKT a little bit longer. Maybe we will get that ideal size that we were waiting for this whole time. See you guys talking about PED. At 41 now. Yeah, I mean, be careful, guys, with a ticker like this. I mean, this thing's already sold off 70% from pre-market highs. Now it's down like even more probably. Just be really, really mindful that this thing's probably only going in one direction. If you look at the long-term chart on something like this, let's go to the daily here. And then you guys will be able to kind of see that this thing has a lot of these failed spikes to the upside. Nothing new here today. This one we actually held our highs pretty well, but then the next day we fell entirely. It's not all the time you see a stock closing on a high like this. But this looks like just a classic, gap up day that's totally selling off. Maybe there's a little bit of dilution going on here. It definitely looks like there is dilution because there's more volume on this candle and there's almost no volume here, which is just kind of like a fake story because in reality, all these days have volume as well. It's just with new shares and the float increasing, it looks like this is, extremely high relative volume, but it's not really the story. I think today's it's a lot of lately. It's just a lot of like managing your risk. I feel like large caps can still sell off. Let's quickly look at the SPY. I think it's always a good starting point that I usually don't discuss enough. We had that big bounce of 320 that we talked about last week, right? And now it kind of looks like we're trying to go back above the 9 EMA, but we're having a lot of troubles in this area. So unless we really pull back to 330 and then have another rocket, I'm a little bit skeptical. I really do kind of think that the SPY could keep pulling back here. I feel like that would be fairly aggressive of an assessment, but we weren't really able to hold our new highs here very, very long, and we're below this kind of 340 key zone. I don't know, maybe we will continue a little bit, move here back to 340, retest these areas. But I still generally just feel like the whole market is a little bit overextended. So if I find some good opportunities in the mid cap zone, that's something I'd be a little bit more interested in. So yeah, Sono is one of those kind of classic mid caps that I really, really liked. I knew there was really big support here at 1260. I got a little bit too conservative, kept on moving down my limit order, and I missed my entry here for a rebuy. Got the first trade here, and then I wanted to rebuy, and I think I was a little bit too conservative here, and I was constantly moving down my limit order. This was a beautiful run. Really, really wish I was on the bandwagon with Sonos, but God, we just the amount of trades we've been missing lately, it's a little bit mind blowing. Okay, so JETS. This one had a really, really good bounce here. Looks like around 16. This was another one we were waiting for a bigger move into the 15.5s. Was a little bit too conservative. I'm not going to be joining Jets yet. That was an 8% move. Whatever, so be it. I'd rather buy this around 15. That would even average down on this one if we went lower. I do feel like it could easily dip again, especially with the kind of second wave. But I don't know how bad the second wave is going to get. And I feel like a lot of the Henry Kirky just subscribed. What's up, man? Welcome to the channel. I kind of feel like that a lot of the effects of Corona and the economy and all that stuff are really priced into the airlines a lot. And ever since that really bad earnings report came out with American Airlines, and it didn't even sell off anymore, I was just like, man, this thing can't sell off. There's just like a bunch of people FOMOing holding this one or holding this one. It's just like just a bunch of bag holders. Unless some large institutions started dumping it based on new news, right? Where it can't get any new financing. So it's a bit how I feel about airlines and a lot of these large companies that just sold off so much. Yeah, Boeing right here, big support at 150. I mean, these are all companies, especially like Boeing. I'm like very confident that Boeing will recover, have a full recovery. So it's like, how much lower can it really go if that's going to be the case? I don't know. Maybe it's going to have one more kind of shakeout event, and those are the events I'd be really waiting to go long on. Airlines are on life support, yeah, but we need airlines, and they're not gonna all disappear. So I think buying something like Jets is really the way to go. Oh, guys, remember I moved my RCL limit order? I moved it from $60 down to like where is it now? 50 something, right? And had just that perfect bounce off of 60. Just last week, I missed probably every entry that I wanted. It's kind of ridiculous. Amazon, yeah, really nice. I'd probably add this one on any larger sell off into my investment account. I don't really feel great about swing trading it. Intel, look at this nice move back to 51. I gotta say, this is really, really impressive. Looks like they're really fighting AMD hard. Right now, oh yeah, we can talk about my swing trades right now. I'm pretty much only in two. I closed everything else, and I pretty much held on to the two that I still feel like can go. I was in the red on them, and yeah, we'll talk about that. It's a good question. You guys like Donald Duck running around the screen? I don't know how you feel about that. I thought it was kind of funny. Yesterday we had a zombie. Apple, I think 1010 is going to be another bounce zone at Apple short term, so that could be a really, really good entry on it. Entry on PENN. Yeah, like we talked about with PENN, and I don't know as much about PENN, but DraftKings, and I think the whole online sports betting, especially with the ETF, BETZ, I feel like there's a lot of upside for all of those. So I would probably like to buy those on a bit of a dip. Like I said, I missed my entry at 49. Now it's at 57. So it's always hard to like enter a stock. For me personally, after I missed my entry and then the stock's up like 10, 20, 30%, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll enter it, but then I'll be like, trying to wait for another good setup, and then I keep missing it, and then I'm kind of like late to the party. But so I'd rather miss the party than come at a horrible time. So maybe not in real life, but when it comes to stocks, for sure. CZR, that's another ticker I would have to look into. SPCE, this is one of those classic tickers that got away from me. This is one of those that I was waiting for a break of 15, buying in the 1450s. Another one I had my limit order on ready to go because we had a lot of support right around here at 1450 in the past. And we pulled back here, had a double bottom, and then we ran up 43%. You got to be kidding me, right? And I constantly moved my limit order. If I just left my limit order, I would have entered, I think, at 1650, and I could have averaged down. Just insane. So yeah, again, one of those moves where I'm not now. I'm a little bit stubborn. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to enter it now. So I probably would enter this one around 18 or so. I don't know how much more I'm going to chase it into this area. I do kind of feel like SPCE is a little bit overvalued, I got to say. It's a nice company. I really like Sir Richard Branson. I read all of his books. I think it's a phenomenal enterprise. I just feel like temporarily it's a little bit overextended short term. So, we're having a low high here, lower higher here. And I think this is a lower high here. So if I honestly got a space entry, I don't think I would hold it very long. I think I would be, selling right away at a retest of 20 or so. I don't think this would be a very, very aggressive hold for me. So yeah, just a little bit of a heads up there. Data storage and pure storage. Okay, this one. Interesting. So we got Tesla here at 414, down just not too much today. Kind of looks like Tesla is forming a bit of a pennant pattern. I don't know about you guys, but we're having lower highs and higher lows, and everything's kind of coming down to this 400 area. My guess is it's going to break to the downside after a little bit of a squeeze. So we'll see what happens. NKLA, yeah, this thing, nothing really too interesting. I've never seen a company that just came out with so much bad news back to back. It's actually mind blowing how much bad news this ticker has. Not to mention, it's deflating in an overinflated market industry right now. So the whole EV thing, I think it's great. I love what it's doing for the world. I'm all behind EVs, but I think stock prices on electric vehicle companies are overvalued. We also have to think, though, Tesla is not only an EV company, or it's not just a car company. I think it's so easy to compare like Tesla to, I don't know, we'll just say like, I don't know, BMW or something, or Volkswagen, right? Volkswagen, just the conglomerate, right? And then being like, well, if Tesla was this, it would have to produce this amount of cars to be at this valuation. Well, that's not even true because they produce, batteries, solar panels. Just the amount of stuff is actually mind blowing. I'm always surprised. I'm always learning how much more they're producing. It's like cars is just one segment of their business. So the Tesla valuation is definitely a little bit harder, but still, it's any company that went up from $400 to $2,500 in my eyes in less than a year is just it's a little bit overextended. So that's why I just keep not buying Tesla, except that one big dip it had. Tesla's going to be coming out with wearables, I think. I think they're going to be coming out with watches soon. So it's going to be a little bit more like an Apple company as well. Brent says Tesla's the new Apple. So yeah, and they have partnerships. I mean, as we're trading these small caps, guys, you guys see it. A lot of these small caps, especially yesterday, they're in the mining industry. They're making deals with Tesla. They're selling batteries to them. I mean, Tesla's like they got their fingers everywhere right now, accumulating supplies to constantly create more batteries. So it's an interesting play for sure. Workhorse, we talked about this one a lot. It's not my favorite to be analyzing. I feel like it's overextended. I really, really get nervous when I look at something like WKHS. I just feel like, I might, if I swing trade WKHS, I might wake up one morning with a big offering news and this thing's like at $5. So I really, really don't feel comfortable with WKHS. I've seen this over and over again with different things. I mean, check out XXII. This was a e-cigarette company, I think in like 2013 or something like this. And then, it literally goes exponential. Everyone thinks it's going to like replace, I don't know, Marlboro or all the other big cigarette companies. And then it's just like, surprise, it's not. So let's just go back here to the daily. We're going to have to even go further back than this. This is like 24, was it 2013, 24? This was a while ago. This one's like scarred in my head. Let's scroll back a little bit more. 2013. So this was a nice move from 15 cents to $6, and then was kind of consolidating here a little bit. This move was really sustainable, and I think that's why a lot of people thought it would kind of stick around a long time. It didn't just flash in one day, but eventually it did have a big sell-off, and then it kind of really started consolidating here lower. Didn't have one of those weak offerings. And guys, mind you, this is a weekly chart. Just keep in mind, like, this is not a daily chart. Even if this was a daily chart, that'd also be impressive. But it's just like it was just constantly going up, had a big sell-off, but then it came back, held its highs. So when I think about something like WKHS, I'm just, this is a weekly chart on WKHS, and I'm just like, maybe it will go to past 35, maybe it'll go to 100, I don't know, but this was at 37 cents, and now it's at $30. It's just too much. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to hate on anyone that's holding it, and I think there's more upside potential as well. I'm just saying it's getting to the point where it's hard for me to manage my risk on it for a swing trade, and that's why I'm not swing trading this one. It's pretty much that basic, that simple. With something like Sono, I don't really expect this one to just randomly disappear or come out with an offering and just dip. I mean, this is a bit more of a stable company in my eyes. And the downside risk on something like this is I don't know, 5-10%, and then you wait for maybe a reversal or a retrace, and you quickly cut your losses at 1-3%, right? It's a totally more manageable ticker. But I still think there's really good, decent upside on this one. I mean, these things can easily run 30, 40, 50% as well. So I don't know. To me, I'd rather swing trade. I mean, I'm already taking enough risk. I'm already doing enough quick trades with day trading. I want my swing trading to be a little bit more mellow. So remember, that's just my style. You guys don't have to have a similar style. I'm just saying what I do, and that's it. Carnival Cruise Line swing, CCL, yeah. LMMD, I'm still waiting for my entry on this ticker, guys. I did not chase this one. I did not move up my limit orders. I'm happy about that. I still have my order here at 45 roughly. And now I'm kind of thinking maybe it's a little bit too aggressive again. So I don't know, maybe the market's playing tricks with me. I do like the fact that LMND is below the IPO price. Or at least it's gone below the IPO price. So around 45, I would start accumulating. If it goes to 40, I would buy some more. If it goes to breaks 40, then I would start thinking about, okay, do I want to close this one off? Or do I want to hold this a little bit long term and then take some profits, or keep averaging down? How do I want to kind of play LMND? But for now, I really do like this company, and I do think it's going to be a pretty good swing trade. Just got to find the entry for it. Might even, honestly, a company like LMND at these prices, and you just don't really know how much further it's going to go, could be a really good investment as well. And just being I'm going to hold this one for 1-2 years, and anything below $45, I'm just going to literally buy into it every week or so. That might not be a bad way to trade LMND, because right now, on these opens, it's a little bit more fun to swing trade because you have these nice dip points, and then you have quick bounces like right here at 57, then just quick retest here to these former support levels. So you have those nice moves, but right now a little bit less volume overall. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, it's a great strategy. Guys, by the way, this is my last week in Peniche, Portugal, and afterwards we're going to be back in Berlin. And I don't know how long I'll be in Berlin for, and then we'll probably be in the States again. I don't know, sometime in November. We'll see how that goes. I'll be visiting Heiko. I know a lot of you guys know Heiko, my brother from the South Florida Fishing Channel. So yeah, I mean, what we didn't talk about today is here's what we didn't talk about. Well, we didn't really review KSAC as much as we probably should have. KCAC, if honestly, if KCAC really breaks this 45 zone, 43 zone, I have alerts here. I'm going to be accumulating KCAC right around $36. I do not mind holding this one for a little bit. I think this one has so much publicity, it could be a really, really good move. And I think a lot of people are looking for some low entries on something like this. Yeah, right now I'm in an Airbnb. CVAC. Yeah, sorry. Good call. Yeah, CVAC. Sorry, that was a total mistake. Thanks for that call. It is 11 o'clock. This is where I get a little bit crazy. Looking at too many tickers all day. CVAC. Yeah, the German biotech. I'm sure you guys are aware of. You've probably heard it on the news with Trump trying to buy it. This one, I think accumulating near the lows would just be a no-brainer. CLSK. No, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about KCAC. This is they make batteries, and I think they have a deal with. This was actually the SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Corp. Blank check company. They merged with QuantumScape here, which is designing. If I get this right, designing batteries. I think they did have a deal with Tesla as well. Bill Gates is investing in this one, and also I remember the board of directors are all from like car companies. So this merger here sounded really, really nice. I would like to get behind KCAC. Had a really nice move here at 15.5. This is another one of those companies I was a little bit too conservative on. You guys can see my limit order right here. Went down to 15.15, and guess where my limit order was? At like 1470. Like, how ridiculous is that? Like, I feel like almost every ticker that we're reviewing right now, I have some sort of limit order on right, like lower than that Friday dip. So stressful. It is what it is. Does Bill Gates hate Elon? I don't know about that. If I get him past 15, I'm either later chasing. That's funny, Brent. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Again, I have alerts here for the breaks. I do think we're gonna have one of those last flushes. I don't know if that's just like me being like, I don't know, the devil's advocate and having like little horns because I'm like, I missed my entry. I'm gonna not buy until the market pulls back, or if there's a little bit more legitimacy behind it. A lot of these bounces are kind of had big rejections. I feel like the market's still a little bit high. I don't know. I could really see another dip, but at the same time, the sell volumes are very, very light. So I don't know. It's tough, man. It's really, really tough. I could easily just start buying right now on these dips across the board, lock in my price, maybe average down a bit more, or I really get a bit more aggressive when we come back to these areas. So it's a hard play. So. CVAC, like I was saying before, I really think something around these lows. I'd probably start buying at like 30, anything under 40, I'd probably start accumulating, probably around closer to like 38, 37. I don't know if we're going to get exactly to 36.15, but that's what I would be doing. Let's talk CLSK. Oh, you guys are ripping over open wounds. CLSK was the one that got away. CLSK, we had that limit order at 7. I don't know why. I think I freaking smoked too much weed this day, but I removed my limit order at 7. I put it to like 6, literally like 83 or something, and yeah, this ticker goes up 120%. So that was a big mistake. I did end up buying the pullback here to the 9 EMA, which was nice. And I knew that this was so much selling pressure and it was battery day that there was no way I would want to hold into that kind of battery day hype. So I closed this one right away. I was able to walk away with small profits on this one. It just wasn't really anything too magnificent. Anyway, what I should have done, I should have then moved my limit order down and bought again at 10, where we have this huge 180-day support. I don't know why I did that. I was kind of not looking at CLSK like I should have been. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is one of those companies that I don't think it's nearly as overextended as anything like Workhorse or what NKLA was when it was like at like over $50. But CLSK is really dropping volume here. It's had a beautiful run from 97 cents. It is seeing some bigger resistance coming in now. I don't really see myself buying in these prices, I gotta say. I do think there could be a bit more upside on this one, but we've seen these kind of moves in the past where it just constantly sells off. So I'm a little bit, confused. Is CLSK going to be one of those another, kind of shady setups like NKLA? I don't really see myself swing trading this one unless I get a phenomenal swing trade setup where I really buy on a bigger sell off. So just like around $8 or $7, like we've had in the past. Otherwise, I really don't know if I will trade this one right now. Oh yeah, again, I totally forgot. So before I forget for the thousandth time, let's go here to the swing trades that I'm actually in right now. We have GE. I literally forgot this like four times in a row. I constantly got distracted by a different ticker. So GE, we bought here on a bigger pullback. HUSA is below 562. We bought here on a bigger pullback. My goal was to kind of ride this big momentum. We had some big volume breakout here, and I wanted to ride this momentum to the upside. Was looking for something like 7.58 maybe. But we didn't get that, and we actually pulled back a little bit harder. And then I ended up, averaging down here at 628, which at the time was a good entry because this thing popped up 5%, and I was like, okay, we're almost back at break even. But then it kept on selling off here, and I was like, ugh. So right now we are, I don't know, let's actually check here. Let's go to trade. We're down about $300 on GE right now, which is getting close to that 10% mark because I think I'm a little bit over. This is like 9% down on GE. I don't really see GE going anywhere. They even pay a dividend. I could see this company having a really, really nice recovery at one point. It's like one of those classic companies that I feel like it's been on a big sell-off spiral, and it sold off even more than in March. It's kind of like the airlines maybe found a bit of a low. I could be totally wrong because this company's been selling off for quite some time. But yeah, so a big thing I was thinking is when it breaks 8, especially if it breaks with some nasty volume, and then we have a retest of 8, I'll close it. I'll stop out of GE. I'll take my losses and move on. But for now, especially on the weekly chart, we've had these lows before, and then we had a really nice bounce off of them. This thing has sold off in the past before, and then had really, really strong bounces. I mean, GE has its fingers in like everything. So that was a 65% dip. I can't really tell where this one ends. I just don't really see this one disappearing. This was an 86% dip. That's insane. Then we have this bigger dip here. 78. Yeah, I mean we're exactly in those territories where we have those big recoveries. That's like, was that like $6? It's right around, let's say here. 79, yeah. So I just feel like there's more upside on this one, and I would feel comfortable holding this one a whole year. I mean, technically it's my Roth IRA. I could do that, no problem. Like I don't need the money. I can't even take it out unless I pay a fee on it. So this is like one of those companies that out of all the ones, I actually feel kind of comfortable holding this one. Pretty much because of the overall risk reward, the size of the company. I don't really see this going down or like disappearing overnight. I don't know. I could be wrong about it, but I think if you hold this one a year, I don't. It's hard to say, but you just never know. But I like the risk reward on it, so I'm going to keep holding it for now. ADT. This is another one of those tickers that, this is the weekly chart on ADT, and we know that this one had a big breakout here when Google bought 6.6% of the shares and they acquired a stake, and then this thing had like 120% rally. Right? And now we're pretty much back at those areas. So it's like all the steam died, but the good news is still there. So I feel like this one is also a good dip buy entry here around $8. I actually bought this one a little bit too soon at like 8.56, and then sold off a little bit more. But we're actually not too much down on this one, down like 3% here on ADT. Yeah. So space, another ticker. I just have a limit order on this one. I'm not in space, obviously. Yeah, we talked about it already. It slipped right through my fingers. Honestly, day trading space might not be the bad idea. I always find this one fairly clean at one point. I don't know why we don't trade this one. Mike says HCAC. Yeah, sorry about that one. Lot going on here. Um, Hennessy Cap Acquisition Corp. So this is another SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Corp, kind of like a blank check company. So what is HCHC? Can we figure out what's going on here with this ticker? Proprietary tech startup Open Door nears $5 billion SPAC merger deal to go public. All right, let's see what the cookie is going on here. I gotta wrap up really soon here, so let's do our research. Let's do as much research as we can, and I'll focus here on HCAC, and then I gotta wrap up HCAC. Where? Let's go. So, still kind of listed as a 30 million float. It's a SPAC merger. $0.5 billion market cap. Hennessy Capital Acquisition Corp. You guys probably just like the name of it, and that's probably why you guys want to trade it. So Open Door, tech startup was the merger. I would have to learn a little bit more about that company. So let's see what we can pull up from Open Door. Let's see where we can weasel around here. Yeah, what's SHLL up to? Shrikant, are you long SHLL? What's up, Brian? Well, we have the $25,000 challenge account, which started with 4,000, and now it's roughly at 9,000. And then we have the unlimited account, which we've been doing pretty all right in. And actually, you know what, guys, check out how cool this is. Ready? So if I type in on my phone here, oh, do you guys like that Mr. Scrooge thing? Did you guys just see him jumping around here? Jay Ramos, I really appreciate it. I'll keep it up. Do the dumbbells all day, every day. Actually, not right now because, woo, there it is. Look at that. Appreciate it, Jay. Uncle Scrooge is happy. Brian says HCAC is Canoe, IPOB is Open Door. And then, yeah, we have the unlimited account, which, okay, this is, holy moly, I'm getting so all over the place right now. Sorry, guys, it's late for the day for me. I've been up since 6, and we're still working. So I have touch port where I press this button. Watch what happens to the computer. Boom! I got my stats that pull up my trading stats at the touch of a button. Sweet. So to answer your question a little bit further, Brian, here's our stats for September. And, I have a whole entire video on this. Obviously, this is not including today's stats, but we have a whole entire video on my monthly recap. So if you're interested in learning about how we trade, what our results are, what our stats are. These are always the documented trades. Right now, we're up $4,273. Actually, after today, we're actually up only $4,070 because we had $200 red day today. This is actually one of my better months overall. So it's been really clean. I can't believe we had that freak accident today. But okay, let's get back here to what we were talking about. Let's do some research here, guys. We got HCAC, and we have, what was the other one? IPOB. So let me close this one actually. Big gamer move. Alfie, are you talking about that click thing from Touch Portal? I'm so proud of it. It took me all morning to set up. I feel like uh, I don't know why it was so complicated. I was having so many issues though. For the fact that I've coded the whole entire trade journal site, that thing took me much longer somehow. All right, I really got to kind of wrap up soon here, but this is some research I would have done anyway, so I can allocate a little bit more time to this. Home buyer open doors going public in a $4.8 million merger. Yeah, Brian, no problem, man. Happy to have you on the community as well. Social Capital. Yeah, Social Capital Holdings is shell helmed by Virgin early Facebook executive. Why don't they say the ticker here? Wow, they really just kind of straight up put a bunch of they throw in SPAC as well. Did you know Space Virgin Galactic was a blank check company as well? Oops, what did I just open up there? Wow, why is this so slow right now? My God, come on. IPO 2.0. Okay, IPOC. Hold on. Why am I so confused right now? So IPOC. Hold on. Let me just go here. This is way too confusing for no reason. IPOC. Social Capital. Wait, Brent? How come you put IPOB? Social Capital. C. Social Capital Holdings. Hedo Sophia. What? Why are they the same tickers? Hold on. I don't know if this is a ridiculous question, but I'm generally confused right now. The problem I have with SPACs is always like there's so many mergers, there's so many name changes, and I somehow sometimes mix all these tickers up, which is really really stressful. But okay, IPOB is looking is the domestic version, while IPOC to be an international name. Okay, so it's basically two, right? It's their second one. Okay, I think that's why I was so confused. Oh man, I can't believe I'm on Reddit right now trying to get some information out of it. Dun, dun, dun. Just POB. Sometimes you just got to do your homework. Okay, so I definitely would. Yeah, these are big companies. I don't know if you guys know N26. I actually have them as a bank FlixBus is massive. TransferWise is amazing. Sir Richard Branson even invested in TransferWise. I actually use all three of these companies myself. I've been in a FlixBus. It is what it is. N26, an amazing bank with no physical branches. TransferWise, I use all the time, transferring money between my U.S. European accounts and and paying clients. It's just an amazing thing. So really sweet there. It's painful to watch you do all this. Yeah, it is what it is. Usually I do this in my own time, so I kind of have a better idea beforehand. But you know what? I have not looked into this one in a while. So I just wanted to take the time and kind of do it. Sometimes you just got to read through things a little bit and let it simmer. I'll have to do a video another time about all these different tickers. What time is it? 11:22. Yeah. Actually, let me move this over here. I have a few more things I want to look through. That's Yeah, I mean, most new tech startups, I mean, obviously are pre-revenue or they're not profitable. What was that one that recently IPO that everyone's extremely hot about? SNOW. So this is another one of those classic companies where I feel like it's totally overvalued. I mean, obviously this is not a finance company; it's a how do you kind of classify this one? Kind of like your AWS, but way more organized. What I was looking through it. Actually, I have a whole video on SNOW if you guys want to check it out. But what I was waiting for SNOW was a big dip under 220, ideally under 200, and then buying into the like 180s, 170s, and kind of going from there. I mean, the original IPO price I think was like not the original, but I think the second increase was at like 125. So I feel like we can easily see a big dip below 200. But right now, it's a hot stock, and I think people are going to be jumping in on it. They didn't really give it long enough to pull back. We probably could have seen on something under $200, but it got a lot of coverage, and it was oversubscribed as well. Well, I think I gotta in my spare time. Maybe obviously I can't do it today, but maybe in my flight back to okay, maybe that's a little bit too long from now. That's like this weekend. But I got to read a little bit more about social capital. Actually was not aware that they were the ones behind the space merger that brought them public. So that's really, really cool. They seem to have their fingers in a lot of these. So I got to learn a little bit more about them and their recent setups. Tabs, no worries. Cloud storage a bit better. Yeah, for Trade Journal, we use DigitalOcean and we use AWS for hosting media. So I was looking into Snow to see how they could be a good compromise. And yeah, they're definitely a bit more user friendly, I would say. Big SC. This is TD Ameritrade from ThinkorSwim. There's a I really gotta get running. There's a few more things I want to look up, but I think I'm gonna have to fly. And we'll save some of this research for next time. But I do have a lot of things already open, so I already got it saved. All right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up here. We're wrapping up the day a little bit down today. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I'm not really too upset. I gotta say that first trade was really unnecessary. I accidentally went in with way too much size. I got 2 fills when I only wanted 1. And I guess I didn't remove the second entry quick enough. So that was a really big mistake. I think in this recap video, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about some of the activity we've been seeing lately. And then maybe, I don't know if we'll talk about a swing trade or not, but I want to look into HCHC, HCAC, and then IPOB, IPOC. I'm going to be looking into a lot more, but I don't think I'm going to be incorporating that into this recap. Already got enough things on my plate. So guys, that's everything for today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a little bit of a green day back, continue the momentum we've had all September in terms of at least, profitability and green trades. A little bit slower here for me today. Obviously, these small caps are hot, guys. We've got to take advantage of that. Large caps aren't moving nearly as much as small caps right now, at least for this week. So let's see what else we can squeeze out of it. It's just been absolutely beautiful. I just need to start getting a bit more aggressive because my dip strategy is a little bit too conservative for the market that we're right now in. And, this could be the start of the next, 3 months or so, or actually maybe like 2.5 months, because in December it might, simmer down just a little bit again. All right, guys, that's everything. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning and in the recap video tonight. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.